plug.
Yo, what's up, man? It's HBT with the Straight Up Wrestling Show. I'm here with my man, Christopher Burt.
People's Podcast, what's going on, y'all?
Yo, what's up, everybody? I see Robert Brown is in the house. Robert Brown, Lafayette, Indiana, in the building. What's happening, my man?
What's happening, Robert Brown? Boy, hey, boy, you got something to say, boy. You
the one who got something to say. You the one who first hit me up with it. You told me about it, and I had to check it out, man. So, like I say, I'm shocked. So, yeah, I got a lot to say about it, and I know you have something to say about it, too. But, yeah, Robert Brown is in the building. Say Lafayette, Indiana, in the building. What's happening, brother? What's going on, Robert? And we have my man, Braden, in the house. Yes, what's going on, Braden? Man, look. Chris hit me up a little earlier, man. You know, hey, I went ahead and got our tickets for AEW Dynamite. The AEW Dynamite tickets we got wasn't bad. You know, hey, Chris and I, we right up above the lower level. Man, great seats. And, of course, we got them at a pretty cheap price, $33 a ticket. So that was like $66 or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
$66, and then after the fees and everything, $90, a little bit over $100 because I paid for insurance for the tickets. But, you know, Chris told me to check out those Smackdown tickets. Smackdown will be coming to Greenville, South Carolina, I think October the 11th. So I decided to check out some Smackdown tickets. Now, instead of Ticketmaster, which we usually go to Ticketmaster, I ended up checking out StubHub first. God almighty, man. I couldn't believe what I saw, guys. Just put it this way. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. Chris told me it was crazy.
I told him, man. I told him it was ridiculous, man. He didn't want to believe me now.
I was just like, wow. Really? I mean, look, they're cheaper.
And if you don't believe us, go look them up yourself.
Exactly. They're cheaper on Ticketmaster than they are StubHub. But, man, okay, first is over on StubHub. And so we went to the floor. Okay, first I looked at the cheapest ticket you can get in the house, $134. That's if you got your back against the wall. Now, if you're at the front, right up top, your back against the wall, just like right now. Hey, these are the kind of tickets that get your back up against the wall. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this. Because like I say, this right here, man, will have you, if you're a huge wrestling fan, you just got to go to these live events when they come around, which most of us want to go to the live events when you know, WWE comes around or AEW, you know, one of the big shows come around. We want to be there. We want to go out and pretty much represent as wrestling fans. But look, StubHub, cheapest ticket for the show in Greenville, South Carolina. October 11th? $135, guys. $135, and that's all the way to the top. That's for one ticket. All right? One ticket. And that arena holds 16,000 for wrestling. Okay? So you all the way to the tippy top. Straight up. And then I went and checked out the prices on the floor. Chris said, check out the prices on the floor. I didn't think it was going to get this outrageous, guys. I really didn't. I was just like, I started checking out some of these things, you know, the back row of the floor. It was like $400. First one I saw was like $435. I think $400 first one. Chris said, I told you. Then I seen $625. Then I seen it was like $900. Got to the front ticket, it was like $1,800. I'm like, what in the world? That wasn't even the highest ticket.
And this is SmackDown now. This is
SmackDown, $2,125, the highest tickets. And then, you know, all on the front row, if you in like, it's 4 different sections. Section 1, section 2, 3, 4, 5 and 7. That's in behind the like ring. Right beside where they have the cameras and everything, where the commentators at. $2,125 on StubHub, guys. That's those tickets.
Now, this ain't Ticketmaster. This is
StubHub. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I just couldn't believe what I saw. So I go to Ticketmaster to check out theirs, man. All through the arena, all up the front level, the floor and the second level, all of them are $600. Every single ticket, $600. And I think their highest ones they had was like 12, 15. No, they got up to like 1,800 too. But you know, StubHub was higher than them, but not as high as far as all around because StubHub was cheaper as far as the second level. Smackdown, second level, where me and Chris is sitting there for AEW Dynamite. We're paying I paid $66 for those tickets.
So you
for
about
one
with
ticket.
taxes and fees and insurance. With AEW, what you said, about $90-something?
Yeah, $90. Yeah.
Yeah.
With taxes and fees, it came out to
And
be
this is AEW now. This is AEW.
in insurance. Okay, insurance, it came out to be 108, 118, or something like that. Now that's AEW. That's for 2 tickets. Where we're sitting at. Where we're sitting
Same
at.
section.
Same spot. I looked at the same spot.
For SmackDown.
SmackDown. Okay. 1 ticket, just one, is more than what
Then
is
both our tickets.
way more. $400 for 1 ticket in that same spot. $800 for 2 tickets, guys. I was just like, unflipping believable, man.
And like I said, I say it again, this ain't no pay-per-vieiew. This is SmackDown coming in October.
$800. And then I decided to go over and check out Blood and Guts. Not Blood and Guts, but Bad Blood.
Yeah, Bad Blood.
Atlanta.
The pay-per-view in Atlanta. Yeah.
Man, God almighty. Man, look.
I wish I could have heard his initial reaction.
Niggas on the floor was like $3,000, $4,000 on the floor. That was just flat out crazy. I was like, what in the world's going on? Wrestling, is it getting to the point
yeah,
where we're looking at boxing prices, guys. And now me and Chris, we was talking about that before. You know, wrestling had a chance at one time where they could have charged boxing prices to see like Hulk Hogan back after after they got him from AWA, because AWA still had him after the Rocky thing when he got really big, and then he came into the WWE. And
we ain't lying, man.
They shot him up. Hey, Shot, we're dead serious, man. Dead serious. These prices are outrageous. Go look them up. Go StubHub first. Then go to Ticketmaster. Check out the October 11th prices at the Bond Secure Wellness
SmackDown.
You would not believe it.
But tell them about Bad Blood though in Atlanta.
Okay, Bad Blood, man. Like I say, the cheapest tickets up for Bad Blood was like $210. That's way up.
$210.
Yeah, it was
the cheapest ticket you're gonna find.
Yeah, and that, like I say, yeah, those are the cheap tickets. It was unbelievable. I was just like, what in the world's going on? Now, I did post in our group. I posted in our group a few days ago the prices. I mean, what they paying these wrestlers. What the wrestlers
get paid.
Their salaries. And I think we had like I think it was like the top 12 guys, and I think 10 million. Who was making 10 million a year?
Probably Roman or somebody, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Roman makes 10 million a year. One more makes 10 million a year.
Probably Cody or Randy.
Randy Orton 10 million a year. Cody makes 7 million a year. CM Punk 7 million a year. I think Drew McIntyre 6 or 7. Let's see. And then you had Becky Lynch makes 7 million a year. And I think what is the other dude, man? Her husband, he makes 7 million a year too. So you had
Seth,
Seth. You had a whole group of guys. I mean, they got it all the way down to like 8 to 10 that was making 5 million or more. That's a heck of a lot of money, man. They are paying out the yayo. They paying some huge, enormous salaries. But I think a lot of this have the effect, the effect of the TKO effect coming in on top of Endeavor. Not just Endeavor, TKO coming on top of Endeavor. And a lot of this, people pay a lot more money to go to MMA, Chris. MMA charge a lot more money than a WWE.
Oh, good Lord. Now,
what I'm looking at, the way I see it is they, with TKO coming in and Endeavor, and like I say, in TKO, we know is a holding company. And these guys are satisfying their stakeholders and everything. And these stakeholders are totally different than what WWE had on their stakeholdership or whatever. And most of the people that bought their stuff, they understood wrestling prices. Man. Their wrestling prices always been set like that. Yeah. But now TKO Holding come in and say, hey, these wrestling fans, they spending a whole bunch of money for this stuff. Let's charge them. Let's try this. We're selling out, and there's a demand for our product.
I mean, you gotta think, man. I mean, t-shirts alone, man, and merchandise. You spend easy, well over $300-400 easy at the merchandise stand.
Oh yeah, and look, and they probably look at that too and say, "Hey, these people got some money." And look, I'm gonna be straight up, man. I think a lot of wrestling fans go without things to grab a lot of stuff, to get a lot of merchandise, to be able to go to these shows. They go without a lot of stuff because I'm telling you, it's not no ritzy type people showing up at these wrestling shows. I'm sorry, you don't have BMWs, Mercedes, and you don't have a lot of those type cars rolling up in the parking lot. Now, there's some people that do have that type of money that's showing up for these pay-per-views and showing up and going ringside. They're making some kind of, making money. They, maybe in tech, they work in tech and things like that. They are doing certain things to where they're making a whole bunch of money. But for the most part, 85 to 90% of the wrestling fans, man, they average everyday normies, man, probably a family household, probably making anywhere from $50 to $75 to $80,000 a year when it boils down to it. They're not making that type of money to support that. And look, think if wrestling was back like we was growing up, Chris, if WWE was a company that showed up in your area once a week, like, Mid-Atlantic, every Monday night, it was at the Greenwood Memorial Auditorium. What's the name used to be at Madison Square Garden, WWF, Madison Square Garden, every Monday night. They used to be there, and it was on USA. So think if it was still like that. You could not afford to go in. You could not go to see WWF every week if it came into your town. There's no way.
Harry.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. I got a ticket right here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can.
I can see it.
Okay.
I don't see the price on it though.
Okay. You see that price right there? I believe it's right there.
I can't see it.
Right there.
I can't make it out. What
$65.
Goodness sake, boy.
Now listen. This was Smackdown. Okay. Lower bowl, section 103, right across from the cameras.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a great ticket.
Hold on. Row AA, right before you hit the floor.
Wow.
Harry, $65 for one. And guess when I bought this ticket?
2022?
2018.
2018. Okay, that was 6 years.
Not that long ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago. I mean, it shouldn't be, inflation, even with inflation. I mean, today's inflation, but if it was normal inflation, that ticket shouldn't be no more than like $72 now.
Harry,
normal inflation. At 2.1 or 4.8, what we was normally doing. $72, $75 at the most where it should have went to. Now, I would say $72 if it would have gone, at the same rate it was in, 98. 98, 2018, 2019 to 2020, it probably would have went up $72 at the most.
Mm-hmm.
But now, man, it's just flat out crazy. They want $400 for that same seat. Same seat, guys. So
that's
I'm
crazy,
like,
man.
And look, you can do this. Hey, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that the WWE doesn't put together a spectacular, because they do. They put together a spectacular for, SmackDown. And like I say, you paying for the glitz and glamour of the whole thing. But man, you're going to charge me that much. You better give me a great show in and out of that ring. I'm talking about a great show, a show that I can leave with my mouth wide open, because you are charging people. You're charging people, man, SummerSlam prices, and you're just giving them a SmackDown. You're giving them a TV show.
I'm trying to tell you, man, that's
giving
crazy.
Them a TV show. And look, and Raw, you better believe, whenever Netflix, when they go on Netflix, guarantee those Raw prices are going to shoot up big time.
Man, it's gonna be ridiculous, man. It's gonna be ridiculous, man. I mean,
it is.
But like I said, y'all, if y'all could have heard his reaction on the phone, his initial reaction.
I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, but who's on the phone, man? Y'all have been hearing me saying some things. It wasn't fit for this channel. Just put it that way. I just couldn't believe it.
What's up, Ray? But man, I'm trying to tell you, man. I was trying to tell him, I was like, Harry, prices don't went up, man. SmackDown has gotten pricey. Cause roughly what did you pay for the Raw tickets? If you remember,
it was let's see, I paid 60 something a ticket. I paid about 135, 140 for the tickets, and then insurance. It came to be like 176, 180, and we had great seats.
and we still had great seats. Yes, we was on hard camera side, but we had great seats because the arena was slam packed.
Yes,
if you were there, and if you saw it on TV, it was slam packed. But SmackDown, I just hope they drop them prices a little bit or something, boy, because that's just crazy.
As long as they selling out, man, they will not do it. As long as they're selling out. And it's crazy. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see who all we got. All right, Robert said, y'all like Blood and Guts this year. Robert, I was going to watch that today. I did not get a chance to do that. Chris watched
it. It was good.
Chris
okay,
watched
man.
it, and like I say, you saw that he was on Tatiana's show with them. He came on that show a little bit late, so he did watch it, but I did not watch it, Robert. I have to watch it. That's the reason I didn't watch Rampage last night, because I want to watch Blood and Guts, and then I want to watch Rampage right behind it because it was taped on the same night. So I'll go ahead and do that tomorrow, and I'll do my review of it. All right, Shaw says, okay, so how much was the tickets? All right, so that's what we're talking about, Shaw. All right, Charity Kind Master says, send link. Not right now, Charity, because we're doing something different. We're not live. We're not doing one of those live shows. All right, Mike Classic says, hello, family. Shaw says, the tickets I mean. It's the tickets I mean. All right, Shaw says, never mind, I'll go scout it myself. Go ahead and do it, bro. Shaw says, later, Ooses. Later, Deuce. Later, Ooses. Later, Oos. All right. Charity says, are you going to send a link, Chris? No, not right now. You're not, man. All right. Mike Classic says Lesnar. All right.
Lanier, man.
Lanier. Okay. All right. Ray Underwood. What's up, fellas? What's up, Ray? Black Rain. 7920 WWE getting like the NFL. No doubt about that, man. 20 Charity Kind Master says no. Yeah, that's my buddy, man. That's our buddy right there. But
and our man Scott Larson, man, on Facebook says my tickets are really low on my couch. I love those prices.
All right, all right, yeah, no doubt about that, Scott. No doubt,
right, Scott. But
I tell you what, they putting all those average folks, man, to the couch. There's no doubt about that. Hey, I'm not a broke dude, man, but hey, I pay for a few shows like that. I'll be pretty broke,
man. But you know what though, man? I mean, but like I said, man, you would literally have to put away. You would literally have to find like October. Yeah. You'd be like, okay, October 11th, I got about a month to save up.
Yeah,
for a decent seat, and you have to put back X amount of money a week or every 2 weeks or whatever, just to save up, man. To make sure if you were gonna get food, which I'll never do again because that stuff jacked me up.
Yeah. Chris paid. He didn't pay for a ticket last time. Like I said, I bought his ticket, but
I paid the price.
Paid some food. Well, I got some food too, but Chris, the price, food he got more. I was like, man, why in the world did you do that, man? I'm just like,
but hey, I paid the price.
You paid almost $40, man, for a hamburger and what? Some fries. Yeah, and a drink. I'm like, man, come on, man. I'm just like, wow. They charging you out the yayo, and plus he got a shirt, man. So I mean, once you get in, once you get in, that's when the ripoff begins, man. Straight up, Once you get in, that's when the ripoff begins. They got you at the door, and then they kicking your tail when you get in. There's no doubt about that, man. There is no doubt. So I'm looking at the indies in a whole different way. The indies have a very good opportunity. But the whole thing about the indies is this, you got to bring something that people actually want to see. Yeah. But, if you do it, there's only a few people that do it every week or every other week. Mm-hmm. If you can do it in a way to where you're going to bring, just like Scott says, just like Mr. Hashtag Truth says, and guys, go check out my man Hashtag Truth. Scott's going to be doing a lot more things than just wrestling here soon, guys. We'll talk to you guys about that. But yeah, just like Scott says, give them something to invest in. Hey, man, the indies right now have a big opportunity to clean up because these ticket prices are just outrageous. And I'm telling you, they're going to get even more expensive because TKO Holdings, they have no stake in the game of how wrestling prices have went down.
Yeah.
They have no clue. So with them being in control, they're going to say, hey, these people paying for this. Hey, let's up this thing another 15, 20% within the next 3 months. Mm-hmm. Why not?
Yep.
And like I said, I guarantee you, once they go on Netflix, man, they are going to up those prices, especially if they start doing more risque things over in the arenas and everything. You know, they with more risque language and all that, they're gonna want more of a cut, and I'm talking about more of a cut out of your pocketbook.
Oh yeah,
man. You know, they're gonna want you to open up that wallet to throw them some more money. That's what they're gonna do. There is no ins and buts about it. These guys are in it for a bigger stake themselves, and you're not just satisfying the McMahons. And you know, when it boils down to it, the people that was in the office that was really getting rich was Vince and his kids and his wife. And you know, and of course he was paying his top executives good money, but you know, they was making like 400, 500, 600,000 a year. They wasn't making the big money they was paying Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, and people like that.
Of course.
But you know, his people that was in the front office got paid good money. He paid Briscoe, David Crockett, all those guys that worked for him, Eric Bischoff, good money, but he wasn't paying them millions a year. You know, it was him. You know, he was getting rich, and his family was getting rich. What's up, Oos?
Shut. What's up, Oos?
What up? So, hey, man, I was just browsing the prices, man. Now, I'm gonna kick some knowledge to what I understand.
Okay.
If y'all take a look at the section that I sat in the recent show we was at, which was Raw.
Right.
Yeah. That same section was like $475. Those prices are still the same. Now, I will say I did see the $600 floor seats from floor 3 and all beyond. So what I'm going to point out and say about that is basically, yeah, prices went up. As far as those went, they probably went up, I want to say, probably like about $100. Because last year when I was scouting those same exact tickets, there was like 500. And that was for 2 people, but that was going to be me and my wife.
Okay.
So now what I'm looking at is, yeah, prices are going up with the inflation. But I'm agreeing with y'all. It is getting ridiculous because, yeah, if y'all seen higher prices than that, maybe, okay, StubHub. I don't even mess with StubHub, though.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But
crazy.
If you're looking at prices like that, though, maybe we are in store for something that's probably going to go down pretty big, pay-per-view quality type of a show that's going to be in effect. Now, that shouldn't be a reason for them to raise their prices. No,
that's possibility.
But we got to look at where this show is going. Is this going to be a go-home show going towards a pay-per-view or after?
It's after Blood.
It's after Blood. Yeah, because Bad Blood is October the 5th.
Yeah, so it's right after that one. So
because the other thing is also that next following Friday, they're going to be in Columbia. Which after my last experience of going to Columbia for SmackDown, yeah, I got my money's worth, and I was there for 2 episodes of SmackDown because that's when they was going to Saudi Arabia, I think, for Night of Champions. Only downfall I didn't like about that was they didn't allow you to meet the fans, but you know, I think I liked the vibe of the arena. It was just like when I got there, it was just kind of off to me, man. But I will say I will agree, yeah, like prices are definitely going up, man, and with them going to Netflix next year, and we're going back to the Attitude Era of things, of where, you know, we're going to see probably signs out the yin yang, like on the Attitude Era. Like you couldn't even, if you were sitting across from, right there on the camera side, there's a possibility them signs will be blocking the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I mean, that's something. I mean, I'm looking forward to this era coming back again, man. It's gonna be a lot of. If somebody bleed this time, ain't no censoring it out.
Yeah, man.
But here's the thing, too, man. But we, like I said, we looking at SmackDown. We were looking at Bad Blood. Those prices are really getting up there. And then we went and looked at TNA. That's gonna be coming 2 days in September at Spartanburg Memorial Auditorium.
Wait. Who's coming to Spartanburg?
TNA, 2 days.
TNA, yes.
For what show? It's like a house show?
No, it's a 2-night. It's a 2-night spectacular. So I don't know if it's a house show or not, but it's 2 nights, and you can get, for general admission, you can get 2 nights, 1 ticket for $37 if you go on both nights. But that's in the balcony. Now, if I go to Spartanburg Memorial Auditorium, I'm sitting in the balcony. I like the balcony view because it looks right over the ring. Now, if you're on the floor, they have all these chairs lined up and everything. We've done both gloves boxing there. Some last shows we there. did. We did.
Now I like the way that sound because that's currently where Jeff Hardy is, man, and I still have yet to meet that dude yet, man.
Okay, yeah, you did, yeah.
But yeah, their ringside at TNA will be $52. That's anywhere. So it's first come, first served, $52 a ticket. So 27th, 28th, I was telling Chris I'll probably go and grab the tickets for that, and we'll go ahead and check that out. But yeah, we'll see the balcony. I do like the balcony. I like the balcony up there because, like I said, when we was up, we did Golden Gloves. We did Golden Gloves about almost a year ago. Last summer, we did gloves there, man, and it was really good. And you could go to the balcony. We walked all around, because I was one of the early judges. We walked all around to see where the best spots were in the building, and that was the best spots, man, just coming off the balcony. So, and it holds like 2,400 people there, 2,500 people. So it'd be good to go on the balcony. But man, yeah, like I say, these ticket prices just that got outrageous. And I mean, they really done flew up. It's not just like I say within the last year or so, with inflation. And I know inflation has went out of control.
Yeah, I mean, but it's only been from Raw to now, it's only been a few months, man. That is just.
I mean, it's like I say though, man. Like I see what y'all mean as far as on floor seats goes, because I mean, Chris, I look at you and you show now back in the day, things were sweet. Like when Chris showed you that ticket, of the actual paper ticket, that's when me and Chris first met, man, around that era.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And them ticket prices was lovely because hell, I had the floor seats for about what's the highest, like 125?
Yeah,
I think I paid.
You always get the good. He always just get the good floor seats. I'm like,
a
row or two from the barricade, man, every time.
That's good. That's good.
Hey, yeah, man. But so it's just like now, I mean, y'all might have to look at it like this though also. And I think how you did point this out, we are in a merger of TKO and WWE and UFC. So you got to compare that with what they got going on. And I believe SmackDown is still with Fox. So we can only imagine when Netflix come into gear and when they come into play.
Oh yeah. It's gonna get outrageous. All right.
I mean, you're gonna have to literally save a year in advance.
Or get some nosebleed seats,
Yeah.
But I will point out this one last thing though. I believe on Ticketmaster, if I'm not mistaken, if you get tickets through them now, whatever ticket you want to desire, you can make payments towards that ticket prior to before that show kicks in.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, they have. I mean, you can go through PayPal, and there's like there's an option where you can make four payments on it or whatever. But they do have that. So
that's
so
crazy.
A lot of people will opt for that.
That's crazy.
A lot of people will opt for that. But man, it's a little ridiculous. But yeah, Ray Underwood says, here's $60 tickets are in the nosebleed sections. Ridiculous. Yep. All right, get Scott Larson, Chris.
Next. All right, Scott says indie shows are better value, hands down. The future stars are out there, and you get to see them at basement prices.
Well, you
this
do.
Is true.
You do.
This is true.
You do. I mean, but we've been to a lot of shows, and I know you have too, Scott. We've been to a lot of shows, and sometimes it's just not worth it, man. It really is.
Shai, you need to go to some indie shows, Shai. You really need to go to some indie shows.
Hold on. Now, before you even tell me that, Mr. Burton, like I say, this plan did not fall through, but we was supposed to do a video shoot at the APW arena, and it just so found out y'all may have been onto something because the cameraman who was negotiating that deal kept saying that the owner kept upping the price, so we did not get to shoot the video as we wanted to.
Right
at that venue. We went to a prior location that we did for a previous video shoot prior to that.
Okay. Yeah. I wish y'all would have. We would have found out that later because we got another spot that has a ring in it all the time, and we definitely could have shot.
Are you talking about that one in Georgia? I can never think of that city name. Is that a real name?
Yeah, you talking
about Eastern Valley.
Yeah, that name.
We have one here in Greenville County, Travelers Rest, South Carolina, a new federation that me and Chris is working with, and we have a ring there, so we could have shot it there. And that's just a little bit. That's like we found that out like maybe a week after you shot your video that we have that now. so we could have worked out. We could have worked
something
it out
with
there.
that. Yeah.
You guys
Well, me and the wife could probably come out there. She's a Damian Priest and Jey Uso fan now, though. So
Okay.
And if they won't be at the indie show, she probably be interested in coming. But I could probably drag along, let her see what the indie show be like.
Oh yeah.
I mean, indie shows are good, man. Speaking of indie shows, man, there's a few that are actually coming up, man. You got 3 Count coming up. Was it later on this month? I think.
Where's 3 Count located? Is that Hendersonville?
No, 3 Count is actually they run out of Greenville. They run out of Greenville, and their newest.
That's owned by a female, right?
No. You're thinking about Uprise.
Yeah, Uprise owned by Janet Baldwin.
Okay. Yeah.
He owns 3 Count, and you talking about putting some great shows? 3 Count.
Yeah, he does. His last show, man. Oh my goodness, man! It was incredible, man. And the pop was ridiculous.
Yeah, but, I mean, look, if you want to, I don't know if you want to go back to the NWA, if you want to talk about great shows, NWA. I'm talking about NWA Jim Crockett days. That's 3 Count. 3 Count, man. They are going to excite you every time as far as the in-ring performance go, and the fans are just crazy, man. They always heavily engaged. It's outstanding, man. They put together outstanding shows at 3 Count Championship Wrestling, and before that, they was collaborating with Battle Zone Championship Wrestling. Same thing. Battle Zone and 3 Count was same thing. Battle Zone is not in business now because the guy who ran Battle Zone, he runs a construction company, and he's making a lot of money around the country. They the only ones who do something special with guard rails. So they all up and down the East Coast right now, and over on the West Coast later on in the year, they'll be on the West Coast. But they the only ones who can do certain things with certain guard rails. So the government is paying them all kinds of money. So he ended up shutting Battle Zone down. But Battle Zone and 3 Count Championship Wrestling, man, you just don't get no better than those two.
And speaking of 3 Count, right there, man, I just had, since we segued into it.
Oh yeah,
Aftershock is going to be the next show. So if you are in the area, August 24th, Calvary First Baptist Church, 11 Temple Street, Greenville, South Carolina. Tickets are $10, and I promise you, it will be worth it. For anybody who's ever been to a 3 Count show, you understand, you know what it is. Go tell your friends, tell your friends. And if you've never been, go check them out. It is worth that $10. I promise you.
Cool. When the next time you gonna be there?
I plan on being there the 24th.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the next time. So hey, if you got some PTOs, you might want to slide and tell your boss, like, hey, August 24th, I need that day off.
I mean, the only day off I'm planning on having off next is that Friday Night Smackdown, because that Friday Night Smackdown is kind of special because that is my birthday weekend. My birthday is that following Sunday on the 13th.
Oh, there you go. Birthday present to yourself. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Hey, but I mean, and then I think about it too, man. Harry was talking about the prices and everything going up. You got a lot more heavy hitters on SmackDown too that you got to pay. I mean, you got Cody, you got Randy, you got all the bloodline. I mean, you got some heavy hitters, man.
Might have Roman. That might be why we got to pay that price. Roman might be due to be coming back.
Yeah, he might be coming back, and then you got Logan Paul might show up or something. You don't know. I mean, anything's possible. I'm just saying, just putting it out there.
Well, if that happens, then I can understand why they're doing that with these prices.
I mean, but okay, if that's the case, why? Because we had some heavy star power at Raw.
Right, that's true.
Nothing like this. I mean, come on, like Cody.
Who we had at Raw? Okay, Cody just recently won the title, and he got drafted. He had to go to SmackDown because he had a SmackDown title. So we had Jey Uso.
Sammy.
We had Sammy, Gunther, that one chick, what's her name? Valkyrie.
Lyra. Valkyrie.
Her theme song kind of killed me that night because I must not be paying attention to her during the shows because I swear her theme song come on and people do the Ric Flair chant to that and I'm like, what is going on?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is a thing. It's a thing.
But yeah, you got the Valkyries. Who else is there? There was Isla Dawn and I can't never remember her damn name. Her
Iso Dawn
partner.
and Alba Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
then you had
Creed brothers. You had Caden and Katana Chance. They was there. So
Yeah. And then we got Judgment Day. I mean, and they're pretty much a hit right now.
yeah,
oh yeah.
without
I mean,
Rhea, at the time.
yeah, that Monday night.
Yeah, that was
was
true.
really good, man. It was really good. But
It
you know,
was.
one of the things that shocked me, Chris. Oh, we caught up. We caught up on.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing that really shocked me, and I'm gonna tell you like this. What shocked me about ticket prices, and you know, this is not just for wrestling, but mainly wrestling. Wrestling ticket prices have gotten out of hand big time. You know, I've never seen anything move up that fast, and I'm going with concerts and every other tickets that I ever have gotten. I'm talking about comedy shows, concerts, movies. You know, whatever any other thing that I'm going to buy a physical ticket, or now is all computerized stuff for the most part. But wrestling, I've never seen anything rise the way wrestling ticket prices have risen. Because when I first started going to wrestling, guys, believe it or not, it was $1 for kids, $1, $2 for adults when I first started wrestling. So to see ticket prices that at the max that they are now, yeah, that just blows my mind. And I mean, even when you first started going, Chris, back in the 80s, you know, hey,
I mean, ringside was like $12-15.
Yeah, $12-15.
I'm talking about like next to the rail
at the auditorium, and I'm talking about you will have a car with the Road Warriors on it. You have, you know, that Road Warriors will be on that card. You have Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express will be on that card. You'll have Flair on that card. You'll have Sting on that card. You'll have Luger. You have Nikita Koloff. The car will be packed, and like I say, hey, the highest prices, man, will be $18-19, $15 to $18-19 ringside. You know,
but see,
when you look at these prices today, I mean, even though I know that was 40 years ago,
that's like
prices,
go ahead, my bad.
It's crazy how they.
So that's like when me and Chris met, man. Hell, we had nothing but star power, man. Because we first met at the SmackDown. Like, what was that? Back in 2010?
Yeah, 2010, man. You had Austin, The Rock, Taker. You had all them jokers showing up, man.
Wow. Yeah.
And even once in a while, you might even see Vince.
That's what I was saying. So, I mean, basically, it might not be the roster of stars themselves. It could pretty much well be the network and the sponsors.
Yeah, because you paying for everything. Like I said, you are paying for everything. You got to add in. You paying for the production. You paying for the trucks. You paying for, you paying. You're not
paying for the truck.
You paying for the trucks.
Gas, man, gas.
Yeah, you paying for those trucks that come out. Yeah, they was talking about that, man.
Jet fuel, flight, the frequent flyer miles.
We are part of paying for all of that, and they just wow. And like when I go back, like I say, I go back to those old days, and Crockett and all them, they didn't have the big TV contracts. They didn't have TV contracts. TV was. They had a deal worked out with TV. At first, they used to pay the TV to be on TV, and they would get like sponsors. They would have the local car lots and the local mom and pops food places. And the restaurants. Maybe Hardee's or whatever would be in a deal with them, and they would pay for it. Or they didn't never share revenue, even though they were. Man, they definitely could have did that. The local TV stations made off big off of that. But they used they used TV to get people into the arenas. Yeah. And the arenas, man, and the arenas would sell, they would sell somewhere like Greenwood Auditorium out every Monday night. And then they would go over to Asheville on Tuesday nights, sell that out every Tuesday night, go to Spartanburg, sell that out every Wednesday night.
See, this now make me wonder something there. If we're paying these prices, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but this just dawned on me. If we're paying these prices now for the televised shows, that makes you gotta wonder and question how much are we gonna pay for the live non-televised shows like the house shows?
That's a good question.
Yeah, We haven't had a house show here in a while, so I have no clue. Go ahead and get up Bill Hazelwood.
Last time we had a house show, I think was on my wife's birthday, probably about 4 years ago. I think last time we had a house show. But Bill said something crazy, and it makes sense. He said 25,000 people here in Anderson County right now, and last night spending over 1,000 to see country singers.
Wow.
Yeah, because Kid Rock and them was in town. I heard about that.
Oh yeah, that's as far as concerts and everything. I remember. Because every time I used to go to like a concert, I remember when I went to Rick James, Prince. This is probably the biggest concert I've been to.
Oh wait, did you just say you went to go see Rick James?
Heck yeah, I want to see Rick James 2 times, man. I want to see Rick James.
You my dude, man. I could picture that. Harry had the Jerry curl and everything. He had the Rick James jacket on with the boots to match.
No, I never had. No. Hey, Jerry curl. When I went to see Rick James, Jerry curl was not out, and I never had to have a Jerry curl because I got naturally curly hair. But Rick James, man, he got banned from Greenville. The second year he was here, he got banned from Greenville for life because smoking joints, man. He was smoking them big, huge joints on the stage and everything. But I tell you, it was smoky in there. Everybody was smoking joints, man. And I was only 14 years old the second year he came. And man, like I said, I'm just sitting around. I'm just like, I never had, never had been anywhere where a whole bunch of people were smoking.
Harry left out of there with a contract that night, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Everybody was in there, man, high as a dang old kite, man. I was just,
but you sure they want a Cypress Hill concert, boy? You sure?
Man, I never been to a Cypress Hill concert, man. I tried to go to Cypress Hill.
Might as well been at one with Rick James.
They were supposed to come last year. What you say now?
You might as well been at one where you talking about you was at.
Oh yeah, man. Like I say, everybody was firing it up, man. I mean, the name of his album was Fire It Up. You know what I'm saying? Busting Loose on L7, Fire It Up. And I mean, but like I say, I went, saw him in 81, and that was the first year Prince. That was the second year where Prince had been out 2 years. Nobody knew who he was. I knew who he was. I mean, certain people knew who he was. Prince was his opening act. Vanity 6 came on, and then you had Tina Marie, and then you had Rick James, and then he came with the same lineup next year, minus Prince, because he kicked Prince off the tour because Prince was showing him out. Prince was just raw, man. He was just a great artist at that time. Rick James was something special, but man, that right there, I didn't pay for those tickets. I remember those was expensive tickets back in the day. My mom had bought tickets for me, me and my brother, we went, and that was like 20-something bucks. But I remember the first time I bought my own tickets was at the Fresh Fest. Run DMC, Houdini, Fat Boys, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J. And I remember those tickets, man. They were like $29 or $19. Was it 19? I think 29 for the ringside, for the closest up to the, what's the name? You had 19 for regular general admission. That was very expensive for a concert. But now, I look at concerts and start looking at concerts 20 years after that, man. Maybe, in the late 90s, early 2000s, where you had the Eagles, Madonna, Lionel Richie, and people like, they were just charging these astronomical prices.
That's when Oos was going to see Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Speaking of go see Janet, man. Speaking of go see Janet, the second time I went to go see her, man, took my wife. We went to Charlotte to the amphitheater. Dude, front row stage tickets, boy, going for like $2 to $3 grand. And this has been about over 6 years ago now. And I was like, I love Janet, but I don't love her that much.
Bill Hazelwood says, by the way, most house shows don't make money. Okay.
Let me address that. Bill Hazelwood. Okay, you might be right about that, man, but you got to think about this. Let's talk about the recent events right now, like how WWE just went, you could call that like a live house show in Japan. Japan, that atmosphere probably blew up the most because that's a place where WWE hardly would barely ever go.
Yeah.
So you got to think about like when they, depending on where they go, you could probably do a house show, let's say Vegas, for example, non-televised. You probably got a good chance of they might sell pretty well as long as it's advertised pretty much well in advance. I believe it'd be a hit, non-televised.
Oh yeah. And you know what? And Bill you're probably right when it comes to WWE not making money doing house shows because, and that's probably why it's so astronomical. As far as the prices with Monday Night Raw and SmackDown because they have to cover that somewhere. And you don't want to just cover that with your TV money. You want your road money to pay. You want your house. You want your shows, your house shows, and your weekly shows that you at the housing events. You want them to pay for that, so it won't interfere with your money that you're getting from TV. So that makes a lot of sense, Bill. Now I'm not saying it didn't. The house shows didn't make money back in the day. I don't think they made a lot of money because when I look at the, I look at the as far as the salary, as far as the salary chart for what these wrestlers was making back in the day, compared to what the house. Now the house, they did make a huge profit there, but after they paid for everything, they probably didn't make a whole lot of money when it boils down.
Prime example, non-televised show, Madison Square Garden. That's bound to sell out and pack out just like that.
Oh yeah.
Chicago, because of CM Punk, sell out just like that.
Oh yeah.
And I mean,
I'm sure they made money at those. I'm sure they made money at those.
Yeah, but you got to think house shows are basically for them glorified practices.
Yeah,
to get ready for a pay-per-view or a TV.
Pretty much.
Event.
Yeah,
that's basically what a house show is. It's a glorified practice.
And you need those house shows are needed. They really are. For you to perfect your craft, you definitely need that. So I agree with them having house shows, and I wish AEW would get into it. But I can understand what AEW is doing. Right now they can't even, with their shows that they're having on TV. The regular shows, the Dynamite. Well, you got Dynamite, and then you have one Collision. They can't sell those out. They can't really make money on those as far as the arenas. They making money from their TV. Everything TV. So it won't really. As much as it makes sense to us, Chris, hey, as far as being in the business, we know how it works. The more they're in ring, the better they're going to be. We know this.
Of course.
Are y'all going to AEW?
Yeah, we're going to go to the AEW.
Yeah, we're going.
How much were those tickets? Just out of curiosity.
I paid, I just got me and Chris a ticket today, $66, man, for both of them. I mean, it was $33 a piece. And we're right at on the balcony, man, right before you get down to the floor. $33 a piece.
Yeah, we're in section 119, so that'd be actually lower bowl back behind the announcer. So we'll be able to look straight on down the entranceway across the ring. You see what I'm saying?
Not bad.
That was $6 without the fees and all that, once you had the fees and then the insurance for the tickets.
Yeah. That show was inconvenient for me because it's on a damn Wednesday night.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Wait, am I right? Or was it Saturday?
It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's this coming Wednesday. Coming Wednesday.
I did get a couple free tickets on that with that show too. I got a few of them, so but already done gave those out. So, but yeah, and those was like cheap. They like $15 tickets, I think. But that's not a bad seat in the house. It really isn't because everything's so close. You right up on everything. Because they only sold 1,995 tickets so far. That's all that's been distributed.
And out of the whole arena, they only using 12 sections out the whole arena.
Yeah, so they're gonna be bringing everybody up and everything. Let's go ahead and get all the comments, Chris.
Okay. John Smith said, "Hey, yo, how's it going, wrestling family? What y'all got going on today? Talking about ticket prices, man. Wrestling ticket prices."
Yeah, we are, John. What's up, man? Good to see you, brother.
All right, Bill Hazelwood again said Crockett ran 30 shows a week. Now WWE is running 4, AEW is running 2.
Yeah, Crockett, 30 shows a week, man. I didn't know. I know he ran 4 shows a night a lot of times. So,
but
yeah, if you add that 4 times 7, man, that's 28 right there. And and sometimes he used to do a double show with his group in one day. He would double it up. So yeah, Crockett was running. He was running like crazy, man.
Yeah, and Bill also said WWE is running 8 a week.
Oh, 8 a week. Okay, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot for this right now. That's a lot for now.
Rick James biscuit.
John Smith, I'm Rick James biscuit. You know the biscuit.
God, nobody.
Sammy Malone says, you had all the mixed albums party at your house in the basement in Westwood.
Yeah, I did, man. I had everything, Sammy. You know that. I had all. Tim Morgan was talking about that. About you had all the albums, baby. Yeah, I did. I had everything, man. Every 12-inch record as far as hip hop. Every album that came out that was popular. You know, if you was in the top 40, I had you. You know, I was a DJ. I had to have it. All right.
And I mean, Octavius Conway says, I remember going to a Bone Thugs and Harmony concert, and the people in the front row were smoking, you know what, and Wishbone was asking what you know what was, and smoking on stage. But that was a concert out, you know, high energy.
Oh yeah,
it was high energy. All right.
I was going to say that same thing.
Bill Hazelwood said, now the average house show attendance for WWE is about 5,500.
Yeah, that's
not
pretty
bad.
darn good.
That's still not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
For non-televised, that's not bad at all.
I mean, you know, of course, I'm pretty sure they would like to get that thing up to 7,000, 8,000 people. You know, every time they have a house show.
And depending on where they go, they might sell out. Depending on where they go.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's what I was saying. Like Madison Square Garden, Chicago. What else is pretty big? Florida.
Yeah. Now, I will say the last house show they had here. Matter of fact, Harry, I think the last house show we had here, you went.
Yeah, then you went when what's name was running around acting crazy.
Yeah, Nikki Cross, man.
Yeah,
that's
Nikki
when you
Cross.
fell in love with Nikki Cross, man. And
that was pretty wild.
They had a decent crowd here then, man.
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
they did.
It wasn't a sellout, but it was.
It's not like it was. Look, back in 1985, I think they went down. 1985, they averaged 700. The average house show is for Jim Crockett was 7,300 and 7,338. I think that was their average house shows, and they went down the next year because it went down to 86. No, 85 and 86. It was 7,300. And in 86, it went up to like 7,497 or something like that. 87 is when it went down. It went down to 6,200 or something. That's how much they averaged a house show. Now, those was great numbers. And then it went down from there. It was especially 89 when Jim Herd took over and everything. And what's name was already going down. They was doing like 3,000 and something. WCW was doing 5,000. Jim Herd took over. Thing went down to 2,000, 1,800, 1,700. And what's name? Vince McMahon was doing anywhere from 2,800 to 3,300 at that time. And that's when the steroid era had hit and everything. So I'm just talking about the history of, the house shows. So if you're doing 5,500 a day on the house show, you're doing pretty darn good. So that's crazy.
Octavius also says wrestling in Japan is just as big as baseball and anime, so WWE can make money at a house show. And
WWE will make money at a house show, but Octavius, don't be fooled, man. New Japan don't make the kind of money they used to make in Japan. In Japan, it used to be, every time they had a wrestling event, when New Japan and All Japan was doing their thing back when Antonio Inoki, John Babo was around, they was hitting 40,000 every night, and that was in the Tokyo Dome and the other places they was doing. They would sell out every night. It's 20,000 wherever they went, or whatever their maximum stadium will hold wherever they was at. They would sell it out, and it was the number 2 sport over there after baseball. But now they average 1,700 people. They average 1,700 people for every show, live show. So that's the average. Of course, they still have some big shows, but that's their average. So don't get fooled by that, man. A lot of us thinking all that stuff is still going on in New Japan. It's not. 1,700. They average 1,700 fans. So they are hurting just like that's the reason why you have these guys, man. Because you think they would come over here and work in America, work for AEW and TNA if they was making the kind of money that they used to make over there in Japan, or if they was just, it was all big up, like, it was all really big over there like it used to be. No, they wouldn't come over here. And you better believe the American wrestlers or the Western wrestlers that go there, they wouldn't want to never leave New Japan. Mm-hmm. Never leave New Japan.
Now, Samuel says WWE needs me to be a ring announcer so they can make big money later. Hey, Bernard and Chris, all right.
All right, Sammy.
But all right, man. But it's just, granted, like I said, inflation, cost of everything, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, from the gas prices all the way down to, everything, man. So it's a lot of factoring in, man. But it is what it is, man. I mean, but you still gonna have those diehard wrestling fans. They're gonna come out with their hard-earned money and be like, "Hey, I want to see SmackDown. I want to see, Raw. I want to go and see this, And they're gonna come out. And they're gonna find a way to get out there.
And you know what? And I said this, and me and you, we talked about this, and we had talked about this before. Wrestling had a chance. Had a chance years ago after, I say 1982, after when was it 82? No, it was before that because I was in middle school. When did Rocky 3 come out? I think that was in 82.
All right, Shaw, you have a good one too, man.
All right, Shaw, have a good one. Appreciate you coming on, man. Let me see. Rocky 3, I think it came out in 82 or 81. Was that in 8th grade or something like that? Rocky 3. All right, let's see what year that came out.
Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 were the best ones. 3 and 4.
Yeah, they were both great. Yeah, that was the best too. No doubt about that. Trying to find out the year, man, of when that came out. Okay, Rocky 3 came, 1982, just like I was thinking. All right, but yeah, when after Rocky 3 came out, the popularity of Rocky 3, wrestling had a chance at that time. At that time, probably a year and a half later, after Hulk Hogan came and went up to the WWE. Now he could have did it before that because Hulk Hogan made a lot of money. They sold out wherever they went with Hulk Hogan in the AWA. But we had a guy who ran the AWA, old, stubborn. My man, Vern Gagne. Didn't take advantage of it. Didn't want to put the title on Hulk Hogan, and then he put it on him for like a few minutes and then took it back from him in a technicality. So he could have took advantage of that, and they could have been charging all kind of money for people to see Hulk Hogan, Chris. Lots of money at a time. He was box office, man. He was Hollywood. He was Hollywood. So when he went up to the WWE, what did Vince McMahon go ahead and do? Even though he already had everything set in stone where he was going to go ahead and work it out, hey, he put him on prime time on NBC. Won the World Heavyweight Championship, and he promised him that, gave it to him, even though Vern Gagne kept promising. And Hulk Hogan, man, just everybody wanted to see Hulk Hogan. I mean, he was huge.
Oh yeah, man.
He was huge, man. Hulk Hogan was just as big as Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and all those guys at that time, man. The biggest sports stars in the world. He was just as big as they were. So at that time, wrestling, they could have charged astronomical prices, man, for people to see Hulk Hogan. But wrestling kept charging the same prices that they was charging, $10, $15 for ringside or whatever. People got in to see Hulk Hogan. But now, man, we paying out the A. We paying out the AO, man.
Paying out the yin yang, boy.
Yeah, man, we paying like crazy money to see Drew McIntyre, to see Cody Rhodes, and not saying they're not big stars, but I'm looking at people who are the stars that you will pay big money. I mean, of course, we're gonna pay money for that because there's a whole bunch of stars. But how many stars that's out there you can say that can command that type of money alone? That hey, I'll pay that money to see this person. Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
outside of him, not many. I pay that money to see Roman Reigns. Maybe Gunther. If you put him back in the title picture and put the title back on him, I'll pay a lot to see Gunther.
Well, he got a title match. He got a title match coming up.
He got one coming up. Yeah. Seth Rollins. Yeah, I'll pay a good bit of money to see these guys, man. A lot of these guys are, even though they are not big stars in the general public, they're not huge stars. But in the wrestling world, man, they are huge in the wrestling world. And I'm talking about the IWC or whatever you want to call it. But as far as all of us who are wrestling fans, they are huge stars, man.
Yeah, Bill said Vern didn't think he needed Hogan or anybody for that matter.
Yeah.
They had a 93 share back in the day, meaning everyone took 100 TV sets. 93 returned to wrestling.
Yeah. You're right. You're right, Bill. Yeah. That's what I try to tell. That's what I try to tell people, man. Everybody was watching wrestling. If you if you had people in your family that didn't like wrestling, or there was people that didn't like wrestling, it didn't matter. It didn't matter at all.
No,
because
it didn't.
You sitting there watching wrestling. Your uncle can come by, a friend of your mom,
whoever,
friend of your dad, your grandparents, what can come? They'll come walking through, and they'll see Ric Flair talking crap on TV. Hey, I don't like wrestling, but you tell me when they come next time they come to Greenville, next time he's there, every Monday night they used to be here. Tell me next time that they're there and he's going to be wrestling. Let me know, because I want to go. I want to see him get his butt kicked. He got too much mouth. And these were people that didn't like wrestling. Because, there was a lot of traffic, going through my mom.
Yeah.
She had a lot of friends and everything, man, and a lot of people that she dealt with in business because she dealt internationally. She had an international furniture company. So at that time, she did a lot of business and a lot of entertaining at home. So we had a lot of people that used to come through, and I was always watching wrestling, always. If Ric Flair came on that TV talking a bunch of mouth, I don't like him. I want to see him get his butt kicked. Hulk Hogan or whatever. Remember when he got big, he was with WWE. He get on talking about, now that's who I like. That's who you should be looking at. I was 17 years old, 18 years old. I ain't care nothing about him after he had beat Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
I was really upset with him because I remember the Hulk Hogan before, the Thunder Lips character. The Thunder Lips character is how he acted when he was a bad guy before. That's the one I was used to. And when he became this vitamin salesman, and this praying guy, he just seemed phony to me. So I was just like, and so I didn't care about him. But everybody that came around, man, they really loved him. Hey, that's who you should be watching and stuff like that. Yeah, if they ever come to Greenville, I want to go see him. I'm just like, yeah, okay, all right, man. What Bill say?
Bill Haywood said pro wrestling is like porn. Nobody admits they watch it, but either way, both are billion-dollar industries.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, you know what? Look, man. Look,
hey,
wrestling's gonna be a billion-dollar industry because the whole thing about it is this, Bill. Just like we were saying earlier, as far as merchandise, wrestling fans they pay out, man.
They'll break the bank.
They overspend their paycheck. What they made for the week. Hey, say if you bring home $400 that week, they're not spending $400 on merchandise. And these jokers spending $615 on merchandise. So that money they are getting money from somewhere. That's
just merch.
Exactly. They're getting that money from somewhere, man. That money is coming off the credit cards or whatever. They are getting money. Hey, they might be borrowing money from other people, man. It's in their family before they go there. But people are paying a lot of money at these wrestling shows that they actually don't have. They just are. They just, me and Chris, we see it every time, especially every time you go to a big show. These jokers, they are getting merchandise like crazy. I'm like, wow. I can't believe you guys are doing that. I remember back in the day when I was going, people might get a program because program was like $1.
Yeah,
programs $1. You paying maybe $4 or something for your food, which was outrageous because the food will be more than what the ticket prices or close to what the ticket prices cost. But like I say, you buying a program and they may have t-shirts or they may have a mug or something. They may have something, and you buying that, but you ain't spending up 2 weeks worth of paycheck like you are at these shows now. And that's what fans do. And look, they don't have to get many. You have 14,000 people in an arena. You got 14,000 people, 15,000 people at the Bond Secure Wellness Arena, which, like I said, the Monday Night Raw, they only had about 1,000 blacked out. And Monday Night Raw, that thing was packed out to the ceiling. And, there was about 15,000 people there because there was 1,000 that they had blacked out. That whole thing, there was not a seat in the house that wasn't full. You get 15,000 people, man, hey, all you got to do is you sell merchandise. If you sell 10% of the merchandise to 10% of that group, $1,500, and you selling $45 a pop. That was the cheapest T-shirt, $45. Was they going up to like $75, right, Chris?
Yeah,
45. Was the cheapest one, that Yeet shirt, and then you had the long sleeve was going up to $65-$75, and they were selling. And you got in that line, you stayed in that line, using that line.
You didn't move
the whole time. You get wrestling going on, people still in that line. And then they're getting a pop. They're getting money off of the vendors. Because the vendors, I think the vendors were getting 25-30%. I can't remember what.
And then the wrestlers getting they cut.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying, WWE is getting like 80%, 75, 80% as far as as far as the vendors. It's not like the vendors, what these indies, they'll bring out these vendors and stuff like that, and these vendors take home all the money. Not with the WWE. Not with WWE.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
What's going on, Rally? What's going on? But yeah, they making astronomical money, man. It's kind of like the NFL. Like, who said that? The NFL.
That was
Ray. Ray or Mag or somebody. I think it was Ray.
No, it wasn't Ray. It was Black Rain. Black Rain said.
Black Rain. Yeah, getting like the NFL. Yeah, NFL gets everything, man. Everything goes into their final, on their bottom line. You got food costs, you got merchandise, you got
stadium fees.
Oh yeah, add in the what's name too. WWE gets a cut off the parking. They get a big cut off that parking.
Mm-hmm.
They get a cut off that parking, and then they have to pay the what's name because the parking, they pay the parking attendants and everybody else like that, and then they have to pay the venue, and they pay everything for parking. But yeah, they get a cut off of that. And the NFL, of course, the NFL does because it's their stadium. But it's really the people's stadium when it boils down to it, because the taxpayers pay for that. They don't get anything back from that. They give it to the NFL team, man. But yeah, what's the name, man? That's when I found out WWE gets paid for that parking. What's the name did too, WCW. But one thing Eric Bischoff was saying, what he messed up with is he didn't know how much. He did not have a clue of how much that library was worth. He said he had no clue.
Man,
and
good.
Okay. No, but I'm about to say, and you know what? That's his fault, because like I say, he didn't know the history of WCW, and he said he had no clue that library was worth that much money. Sad. All right, man. Go ahead.
All right, Will Wells said, fine, thanks. Gonna watch AEW Collision and Battle of the Belts, a 1 hour special soon. Oh, wow.
Oh, it is tonight? I didn't know that.
Okay. Will Raleigh said 3 hours of AEW, so much wrestling this weekend. Okay. And JDM M12 says, hey, Harry.
What's up, JDM M12? What's going on, man? Good to see you tonight. Again, what's all right, brother?
Yeah, so... Man, speaking of Collision, man, hey, you wanna do that, man?
Hey, we might as well, man. 7:32. But yeah, we need to get on off of there, and we'll go ahead and set that up, and we can go ahead and do that. All right,
guys,
man.
But like I said, hey guys, first of all, thank y'all for coming in, man. We appreciate y'all, because without y'all, there is no us.
100%.
And hey, Joseph. Okay, Joseph. And without you, there is no us. And hey, no matter what platform you're on, guys, hit that like, share, join if you're on Facebook. And if you're on YouTube, hit that like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Ding, ding, ding for times like this when we're on live. And if you're on Twitch, which we are live on Twitch. Do the same thing you do on YouTube and X. And we just got to see what happens with X.
No doubt.
Yeah, some things change. But here we go. Bill says WWE sold 110 million in ticket sales, but gross 1.3 billion. It's not about wrestling.
Oh, it's not all about wrestling. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. It just they making money in so many different avenues, and with that, what I was talking about, the TV contracts. So, man, it's just so much into that, and that's the way I would be. You try to get money off of every single thing that you can.
Of course. It's about, you got to get out. If there's a penny on the ground, you want it.
Exactly.
Will Raleigh says it's Collision, then straight after is Battle of the Belts. Just to let you know, Harry and Chris. All right, man. All right, Will Raleigh.
Okay.
All right. JDM12 says bye. You meant to say,
all right, Joseph. We'll see you later, buddy. You coming out? Well, he probably won't come out to a Wednesday. He probably won't come out to a Dynamite show, but we'll see you at a Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, buddy.
Yeah. Will Raleigh says WWE has a lot of profits. Ludicrous, isn't it? Wow. TV deals, Saudi Arabia pay millions to go to WWE over there. Yeah, they do, man. And that's just one. And that's just one piece of the pie. Piece of the pie. They ain't even all of it. That's just one piece of the pie. So they got ways to make money, guys. But yeah, guys, we're gonna get out of here, man. But thank y'all for coming in. We just had to get out of our chest about them ticket prices, because my show Harry, but I could tell he had something to say, boy. He had
man.
He had something to say, man. But if you didn't get to catch it, guys, hey, go back and catch the replay. But hey, we're gonna see you on here in a few for Collision and Battle of the Belts AEW. You know how we do it. Until then, guys, in a few minutes exactly. Stay straight up. I'm your man, People's Podcaster, HBT. We're out here. Peace.
Peace.